What is up, Cowboys Nation? We've got some absolutely insane news breaking right now. And if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, a Falcons fan, or just a straight-up football junkie, you're going to want to stop whatever you're doing and pay full attention, because this just might be the most unexpected, bombastic, and possibly genius move of the offseason so far. There are reports swirling fast and loud that linebacker and edge rushing sensation Arnold Ebiketie is either in serious talks or already on the ground in Dallas, with rumors heating up that the Cowboys are looking to either trade for or sign the explosive young pass rusher in a move that would immediately change the trajectory of their defensive unit. Let's be real, this kind of thing doesn't just happen. When you hear the name Arnold Ebiketie, you should already know what kind of energy and firepower this guy brings to the table. This is a guy who, even in his early NFL years, has shown he can bend the edge with lightning quickness, has violent hands, elite get-off, and the type of raw explosiveness that makes a lineman sweat on third and long. We're talking about a player with untapped potential, the kind of guy who hasn't even hit his prime yet, but is already flashing Pro Bowl-level tools when used correctly. And now that very same player might be donning the star in Dallas. Think about that for a second. Imagine pairing him opposite Micah Parsons. Let that sink in. Micah on one side, Ebiketie rotating in, applying pressure, collapsing pockets, and feeding off double teams created by DeMarcus Lawrence or Micah. That would be an absolute nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. The synergy and speed they could unleash would push Dan Quinn's or whoever's running the defense now into creative overdrive. This isn't just about filling depth. This is about injecting pure juice into the edge and unleashing chaos off the line. Now, for those who may not have tracked Ebiketie's journey closely, let's take a second to appreciate the path that's led to this moment. Ebiketie first made serious waves at Temple and then blew up at Penn State, where he became one of the top pass-rushing prospects in the 2022 draft. The Atlanta Falcons picked him up in the second round, and while his rookie year wasn't some world-shattering stat fest, the flashes were absolutely there. Over the last 2 seasons, he has developed into a true rotational disruptor with legit starter upside. Every year, he's shown improvement, better hands, more control in run defense, better awareness in the passing game, and an overall increase in impact snaps. He's got that motor that never stops, the hunger to keep attacking even after the play looks dead. And now, with the right coaching and scheme fit, he could absolutely explode. Now here's where things get interesting. Why Dallas? Why now? We all know that the Cowboys are at a pivotal moment in their franchise arc. There's pressure coming from the fan base, the media, and even within the building for this team to finally take the next step in the playoffs. The offense, while talented, can't carry everything, and defense wins championships, period. The Cowboys already boast a fast, aggressive, turnover-hungry defense, but one area that has seen inconsistency, especially late in games or against top-tier cubes, is their edge rush depth. Micah is elite, no doubt a unicorn on defense, but he needs support. DeMarcus Lawrence has been steady, but he's aging and dealing with wear and tear. Behind them, there's raw talent, but no one has fully stepped into that third edge role and owned it. That's where Ebiketie comes in. He's not just another camp body. He's a guy who could be that missing piece in a rotation that keeps offenses guessing, quarterbacks sweating, and offensive coordinators losing sleep. And let's not overlook the mental and strategic layer to this move. If the Cowboys can land Ebiketie, it's not just about talent, it's about value. They'd be getting a player who still has time left on a manageable rookie deal, or perhaps even extending him at a team-friendly rate before he breaks out. That's how championship-caliber teams stay competitive. They make smart, future-facing acquisitions that don't just look good on paper, but make sense financially and schematically. It's also worth pointing out that Ebiketie has the kind of mentality that fits right into the Cowboys culture: hungry, physical, aggressive, and constantly improving. He's not a diva. He's not a problem in the locker room. He's all about football, and you can tell that by the way he plays every snap, every angle he's in it. He doesn't take plays off. That energy could be infectious on a Cowboys defense that already thrives on swagger and confidence. Now, of course, we've got to address the nature of the rumor itself. As of right now, nothing has been officially confirmed by the team. No press release, no announcement, no jersey, reveal not yet. But what we're hearing from sources, insiders, and those connected to the league is that talks are either underway or have already been quietly moving behind the scenes. That's how most of these moves work. The public only finds out after the logistics are ironed out: medicals, contract structure, roster shuffling, and maybe even additional moves tied to this one. Don't be surprised if the Cowboys announce not only Ebiketie's arrival, but also a release or trade involving one of their current edge rushers to make room. That's just how the dominoes fall. Think about it. Dallas is not a team that just makes random moves. This franchise is calculated. They know what they need, and they're always watching the waiver wire, trade block, and depth charts across the league. If they're targeting Ebiketie, it's because they've identified something. Maybe it's a mismatch in Atlanta's scheme. Maybe they see something on tape that makes them believe he'll thrive under their system. Maybe his camp is pushing for a change, looking for more snaps, more exposure, more opportunity, and Dallas is ready to give him that. It could also be a sign of something bigger brewing in the NFC East arms race. The Eagles are constantly retooling. Washington is rebuilding, but stacking young talent. The Giants are still figuring things out, but have shown signs of growth. Dallas knows that to stay competitive, especially in their own division, they have to stay aggressive and forward-thinking. Adding a young, talented, explosive edge rusher like Ebiketie sends a message. We're not settling. We're not waiting. We're building a defense that can go toe-to-toe with anyone. Now, let's talk what-if scenarios, because I know a lot of you are asking what happens if this goes down. Let's say Ebiketie does end up in Dallas. Best-case scenario, he steps in, adapts quickly, and becomes a breakout star. 8, maybe 10 sacks in a season, key third down stops, maybe even a forced fumble or two. He takes pressure off Micah, gives offenses another nightmare to account for, and helps turn Dallas's D into one of the top 3 units in the league. Middle-of-the-road scenario? He becomes a valuable rotational piece, doesn't dominate but plays his role, contributes on key downs, develops under the staff, and maybe breaks out in year 2 or 3. Worst case? He doesn't adjust, doesn't produce, and the Cowboys move on with minimal loss. That's the beauty of a smart, cap-conscious move. You win if it works, and you're not crushed if it doesn't. But based on everything we've seen from Ebiketie, the growth, the hunger, the flashes, I think the upside is just too good to ignore. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend this is 100% happening until we see it in ink. But the energy, the smoke, the signs, it's all lining up. I'm watching every feed, every leak, every press conference, and I promise you the second this thing becomes official, we'll be here breaking it all down. So subscribe, turn those notifications on, and get ready, because if this move happens, if Arnold Ebiketie really ends up in Dallas, it's going to be a game changer for the Cowboys defense, and possibly for the entire NFC. Until then, keep that star shining and stay loud, because something big might just be around the corner.